control of their body and their memory and all this other stuff that's going on, it's not fun. It's like the next worst thing to hell is being possessed. It's terrible. It's a terrible experience that I would not wish on anyone, because it feels like every bone in your body is like on fire and it's like breaking, and it feels like every bone in your body is like stabbing the inside of your flesh. I know it sounds like very vivid, but I gave the trigger warning. So, but it seems fun at first when you have the money, the power, but when you don't have your soul, or you don't have control over it, or it's some other demonic entity's property, that's not something you want on your conscience. I guarantee you that. But hey, like I said, some people don't listen. They dumbass gotta find out the hard way. Let their dumbass find out. They think that being a bully and exploiting children and putting them down and bullying vulnerable victims and stuff like that, they think stuff like that is funny until they deal with something that's far worse, that's far more sinister, that's giving them hell. And like I said, pride only lasts so long. When you're being tortured, just like, say, like if you die and you go to heaven, like all those 3D concepts are gone. Like, the 7 deadly sins, they leave. Like bias, illusions, lies, deception, all of that stays on the earthly plane. So when you ascend and you go to heaven, that none of those things exist. It's the same thing when you go to hell. The exact same thing. Lies, illusions, deceptions, they leave. And then you see the truth for what it really is. And it actually feels like a great relief right before the torture. When you die, that's the easiest part. It's the afterlife. If you go into hell in the afterlife, that's the hard part. Life, it's hard, but it's not as hard as burning in hell. It's really not. And I'm not a Christian, but I can tell you that there is a hell. There is an eternal life. And there's some people that don't know, maybe because they maybe because of their spiritual beliefs, or they may not believe in it. I feel like some people don't take it seriously. They think that because they're, a lot of people, there's a lot of gang stalkers, they're actually intelligent people, but I feel like they're intelligent to the point where it's like in vain. Like they're intelligent in vain. Their wisdom is in vain. So it's like they have this like stubborn way of thinking, which is my sister, by the way. They have this stubborn way of thinking to where they think that any criticism that you give them, or anything bad that you say to them or about them, they have this mentality where they feel like nothing bad can get to me. Anything you say, I'm just gonna deflect. My sister has anger issues. She has anger issues. Yeah, that's her. Like I said, anytime I talk and I talk about her, or I talk about something that like empowers my victimhood experience, she gets so mad. Like I almost am slightly concerned, because like she when she gets mad, she goes apeshit. Because with me, like she set me up to get gang raped. Like that was my sister that did that. And when I tell the truth, she just gets so angry. She gets so angry to the point where like other people have to get involved, because she's always trying to dominate me. Like touching me, laying next to me. Sometimes she'll sexually assault me in my sleep. Sometimes she'll put drugs and alcohol in my food or my water. And so she'll go around and tell people that I'm drinking and doing hardcore drugs, and it's like, but That's not true. My sister's the one that's doing the hardcore drugs, and I'll admit I've had some drinks within my lifetime, but I'm not like currently. I'm sober as much as I fucking hate it. Like everything that's going on with my life with the gang stalking and being sober, it really sucks. But the good news about being sober and this whole experience is that I get a clear head. My judgment is more sound. I'm able to see what's going on. Because like if I'm drugged up, then I can ignore what's going on more. But I guess I'm less prepared, because say if the situation escalates and I need to report what's going on, a lot of the times I'm not able to like document everything or get names and stuff like that. But being sober has helped me be more alert to like people who are participating so that I can get their information, because they're aggressive. Like they're with each passing year, they get more and more aggressive. Now, like I said, things have gotten better for me, and I've noticed that I'm being protected more often. But to describe their behavior is getting worse, because like their desperation, because some of them are getting in trouble, some of them have been discovered, some of them got found out, some of them I had to expose because they were putting my life and my children's life in jeopardy. It wasn't personal or anything where I'm just like on some tattletale type stuff. It was like, no, you're trying to hurt me and my kid. Like that's a no-no. That's a no-no. That's a big no-no. And then also like the constant like harassing me, like with the sleep with the sleep deprivation and forcing me to depend on them for food and water, withholding my documents, withholding my mail. Like you don't know, like I haven't been able to receive mail since 2015. It's almost been 10 years since I've received mail. And the times where I've been at Arizona, my mail was blocked. The only time that I ever received mail from the Arizona cash shelter was if it was like cash related information. But anything outside of cash homeless shelter mail, I did not receive. And I put that shelter down as my home address and my mailing address so that there was no confusion. And I didn't receive any mail. I was supposed to receive mail, and I found out that my sister was blocked. My sister and Sierra, they were both blocking my mail from coming in, and they would take my mail. I don't know how they did it. I'm assuming they used my documents to do it, like my state ID, my social, all that, to get my mail. So yeah, that's pretty much the dilemma that I'm in right now. My sister set me up to get gang raped by a group of people, and her and Sierra, like I said, have been bothering me every night when I go to sleep. And they've been putting poop all over the bus station, like, because I don't have nowhere to sleep, because all the ground is dirty. It's shit all over the ground. Every time I'm walking, there's bird poop. It's poop everywhere, whether it's dog poop, bird poop, cat poop, human poop, and miscellaneous poop. It's everywhere, all over the ground. I can't just sleep on the ground, sleep on the floor. That's unsanitary. So most of the time I'll try to find a shelter to sleep at, which I haven't been successful with that lately. Like ever since I moved to Florida, it's been difficult to get inside a homeless shelter. On top of the fact that ever since I moved out here, the bullying has escalated. So I just sleep out. I sleep on a bus stop bench, and even then it's hard to find because sometimes there's bird poop on the bench, or sometimes there's like a armrest on the bench, and I can't lay down fully. So I have to find a bus stop that is a flat seat for me to lay down. And like I said, it can't be in front of a business, public or private, or the security guards are going to start harassing me and telling me to get up, even though the police don't care because I'm not causing any problems. No one else cares either, but it's just the security guards that are bullying me. And then then even then, like, even when I find a nice bench, sometimes there's no cover, there's no shelter, so when it rains, I have to get up and I have to find a cover. I have to find shelter somehow by walking in the middle of the night, sometimes 10, 20, 30 minutes in the rain, trying to find somewhere to go where they're not going to trespass me and tell me to leave. And then when I finally find somewhere, I get people on the street who are participating in the bullying, waking me up in the middle of the night, touching me inappropriately, sticking their hand down my underwear or my pants. Sometimes they're grabbing my butt, they grab my waist, they grab my thigh, they touch my thigh, they touch my feet, they touch my face. They just keep touching me back to back, and no matter how many times I tell them to stop touching me, no matter how many times I get mad at them, and some of them I've actually, I wake up in the middle of the night and I feel somebody touching me, and I may be like half awake, half asleep, and I'll feel somebody touching me, and I'll just, elbow. But like I said, I'm not trying to hurt anyone or be aggressive. It's just, if I'm sleeping and I wake up to somebody touching me inappropriately, I'm gonna panic. You know what I'm saying? And my defenses are going to be up, and I'm going to be, whoa, when somebody gets scared when they get woken up in the middle of the night, and, you don't know what somebody's doing. So I just, swung my elbow. Sometimes I swing my elbow or my hand, and I may hit somebody on accident, and I'm just trying to defend myself and make sure that I'm keeping myself safe. I'm not trying to start a fight with anybody. I'm just trying to protect myself. It's dangerous, but I don't really have much of a choice, because there's so many people ganging up on me and bullying me all the time, every day, that, I have no other choice but to kind of just let it go, and let a higher power handle it. I mean, it's unfortunate, the situation that I'm in, but I'm grateful that there are times where I'm able to find somewhere to sleep, because I just get so tired throughout the day with all the bullying, with all the walking I have to do, with not being able to, I can't always get a free ride. So sometimes I have to walk, and I get so tired, my feet hurt, I'm pregnant. Sometimes I walk I don't know, depending on how much I walk. Sometimes I'll walk maybe, it really depends. I used to walk a lot. I've been trying to slow down because I'm trying to do what's best for the baby. But before I found out that I was pregnant, I would walk maybe about somewhere between about 5 hours a day, because I would panhandle, and then I would get something to eat. I would try to find, because I would have to go to specific areas to get clean water, and then I would have to find specific areas that had, nice fruits and vegetables that weren't spoiled or rotten. I would have to find specific places to find shelter, that I wouldn't be harassed by the police, and I wouldn't have to be kicked off the property. And I'd have to do a lot of walking to find that, because like I said, a lot of times around that time, the bus drivers were really giving me a hard time, and some of them would even yell at me and just being flat out rude. And there would be other people that would get on the bus for free, but the bus driver would only say something to me. I've had that happen a bunch of times. It was clear that I was being called out, I was being picked on. And I guess it started to become so apparent that other people started to make suggestions, because at first I didn't know that I knew that I was being singled out, but I didn't know why. And then people started kind of making suggestions here and there, this for they started putting me on game and letting me know the people that are bullying me, the reason why they're going this far is because they're desperate. But you have to